Hey, it's Bernadette. Hi, how are you? Happy full moon. Welcome. If you've never watched me before, I am a life and business strategist, a life coach, a spiritual counselor, mentor, and spiritual advisor. So if you've never watched me before, that's who I am. If you have watched me before, say hello when you get here. Even if you haven't watched me, say hello. If you're watching the replay, say replay in the comments so that I know you were here. I love coming back and seeing who was watching the videos, who it's helping. And I'm always checking in with all of you. So who's here? Hi, Chantel. How are you? It's funny, on Facebook lately, I've had to comment in order to see the comments when I'm doing a live stream. So today I've been talking to Spirit all morning. It is 10:30 here in Washington State, and this week has been very difficult energy-wise. It's like sludge. At least it was until today, which is the full moon. Up until today, literally the entirety of the week has felt, hi Jackie, hi Janine, has felt so heavy and so weird, like hard to focus, hard to get anything done. And so I just haven't. I haven't gotten a lot done this week other than taking client calls. Didn't get many edits done on my book, although I started this morning. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Kim. So it's been a day, a good day today. Hi, Lisa. Have you guys felt the energy this week? Say yes in the comments. Have you felt really tired, very drained, unmotivated, like unfocused? Oh my God, I can't get anything done. Push, push, push. And there's just no energy to do it. Have you felt that this week? Because if you have, you are not, absolutely not alone. Especially focused work, like any kind of heavy mental work. It's just been nearly impossible to get it done this week. But we are hopefully moving beyond that now. Yes, Janine saying having a hard time getting motivated. Oh my God, that has been my battle cry all week, which is what brought this topic about. Change is possible, except for two types of people. And that may seem really limited, but you'll understand why I say that in just a minute. But this whole week's energy and going through my book and reading through things and talking to clients, this week with different things coming up is what brought up this topic. So all of the above and vibrating very high. It's been good because for me, even though I haven't felt motivated or focused enough to do really focused work this week, I have just listened to my body and heated the energy and gone into rest mode, which is fine, right? I've been working on balancing my life with work and home and taking better care of myself. So certainly there's a little bit of a difficulty in getting adjusted to that, right? Like allowing myself some downtime without judgment. My ego has been loud and proud. Like, you're so lazy. What's wrong with you? You have all these projects you have to get done. And I don't mean like I do get to. I don't mean like they're optional. There's projects I actually have to get done. I am good about keeping my word, and I'm not good when I don't. So while things may be slightly delayed, they are getting done. So if you've been going through that, I just want you guys to know you're not alone. Anyways, so let's get on topic. People ask me all the time, and this is one of the common questions I get with relationship readings. Hi, Irene, welcome. With relationship sessions and personal development sessions, counseling, can people change? Can they really change? There's a lot of people that believe, when someone's a certain way for long enough, they can't change. And that's not true. My father, who has lived with me since 2004, has undergone such amazing change. Some things are still the same. And that's his ride. That has nothing to do with me. But a lot of stuff, he's softened out quite a bit from the hard ass control freak that he used to be. He still can be very controlling, but boy, he can handle it when you actually tell him that's what's happening. Then he backs off without being angry, without being, kind of shitty, he finally backs off. Hi, Marlene. And that change came about with patience, compassion, mercy, unconditional love, and me having to back off my expectations of the way that he is, knowing how he is because I was raised by him, and then holding the vision that he could actually change. But there are circumstances where people can't change. I'm sure many of you have dealt with people who are narcissistic, sociopathic, psychopathic, just disconnected addicts, right? Yes, they can. I have, after working with you, still changing, continue to work with you. Yep. Hi, Angela. So I know that people can change because I did. And I continue to, as Bernie's saying, like, I continue to change. I continue to grow. I continue to better myself from where I was yesterday, an hour ago, 5 minutes ago, right? But sometimes our energy is low, challenging energies, and we feel like it's never going to change. We're never going to change. Really fatalistic thinking, or we think that, it's going to take too much work to change. But these two types of people, I want to be very clear. These are the two types of people, only two types, that can't change. Number one, people who think or believe that they don't need to change, right? That they don't have anything they want to change. Literally, like they don't see a need at all within them. Doesn't matter how many people tell them you need to change, right? You need to grow, you need to stop this or that. Those people will never change if they believe and think they don't need to. Those are the people that you have to love from a distance. They can't change because they just don't see the need for it. And they may never. A lot of times psychopaths, sociopaths, narcissists never see it. They don't see it. People can tell them, they can go to counseling with, couples counseling, and a counselor can tell them, you do need to change. And maybe they can change for a little while, temporary change, change their behavior, change the way they treat people. But at the core of them, they're really not changing. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like, those people, they can't change because they really don't believe that they need to, that there's anything wrong with their thinking, with their behavior, with their choices, with their actions. People that are lost in addiction and don't want to get out of it can't change until people actually acknowledge the fact that there's something in them that needs to change, and then they want to change it. They can't. Have I seen narcissists change? I have, but they're few and far between. That's just reality. And I may repost a video later because the topic of narcissism keeps coming up with people who haven't heard of it. Many of you that follow me already know, and I've done plenty of live streams on it, but I will post the video from YouTube live stream that I did a couple years ago, just for anyone who doesn't know what a narcissist is. You may find that you are kind of suffering at the hands of a narcissist. But those are the people that can't, all right? Addicts and people with disconnect in their minds, they can't change because they believe they can't, or they just don't want to, right? People that believe they can't change will never change. People that are lost in that place of, I don't need to change, there's nothing wrong with me, it's everybody else, that are playing the blame game, can't change unless it changes within them, all right? The second type of people that can't create change in their lives are people that are stuck in victim mode. All right. And I don't mean anyone that has been a victim of things. I mean, if you're stuck in the mode of being a victim, if you're stuck in a place where you blame too, like, it's my parents' fault, it's my ex's fault, I've been betrayed too many times, I've lost too much money, it's my circumstances, and you've got all of these excuses, you can't change until you can take full responsibility for the fact that you are in fact creating your reality from the inside out. And what I mean by that is what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what your intentions are, and what actions you're taking. If you're not in alignment with intention, consciousness, to create change in your life, you're only in a place of surviving in default mode, and you're a victim to your circumstances, things won't change, and neither will you. You'll not find your power if you are in victim mode. The reason that I'm sharing this isn't to call anybody out. I'm not here to do that. Like, I accept wherever anyone is on their path. You know, I know for me, I tried to enact change in my life many, many years ago, and then went back to my old ways and came back, tried to change again, went back to my old ways, came back. And it was a process until finally crisis hit. And it was like, you have no choice but to change now. Like, your daughter needs you, time to change. And it's been a continuing process, right? This has not been, oh, I'm going to work on myself for a year and then I'm done. No, I've been working on myself for over 25 years consciously, right? I've been working on healing my life since I was 18, and I'll be 53 in December. But consciously doing the work to work on myself, to heal my issues, to heal my traumas, to take control of my life, to consciously create my life and not be a victim anymore. It's been since I was 25 years old. So you can change. I did it. I've helped thousands of people do it. And I want to be here for you. Okay. I don't want any of you to think, oh, it will never change. Life will never change. I can't change. I've tried so many times, whether you're trying to change your weight, change your bank balance, change your job, change where you live, change the dysfunction that is in your life with the people around you. You can change all of it, right? When you decide that I can and I will change. And I applaud those who have taken that work on, all of you, no matter how many times you have fallen back, no matter how many times you slip down the slippery slope of repeating old behaviors, old thoughts, old actions. It doesn't matter. What matters is that from moment to moment you choose. Right now, I choose healthy. Right now, I choose consciousness. Right now, I choose to do things very differently. I choose to be the powerful creator in my life. And when you do that from moment to moment, you can change everything in your life. Everything from your health to your bank balance to your relationships. Everything becomes available to you. Valkyrie is saying Charm Life has changed my life. Ah, Valkyrie. And you know what? Charm Life changed my life. It's the work I did on myself, right? When I was 25, when I had to stop running away from the responsibility of having my gifts, when I had to take care of a child and it wasn't just about me anymore. I had to change, and it wasn't easy. And I went back and forth for a few years there of running and coming back and running and coming back. And finally, right, when I hit 28, there was no choice. When I hit 28, life hit a crisis point and my daughter was in crisis and I had to change, which also meant changing the people around me. I've gone through several things in my life where I've had to cut people out and go off on my own, find myself. Who am I versus who are they? I don't know if I've ever shared this with you guys in here. I think probably because I'm trying to filling gaps in my book right now. I'm becoming aware of a lot of stuff I haven't shared. When I was 18, 19, somewhere in there, like 1985, 86 timeframe. I think it was right at end of 1985, beginning of 1986. Had a rough year. I shared with you guys, I voluntarily committed myself to a mental hospital because I was very suicidal and going through all kinds of mother issues. And, brand new adult out on my own, failing at that miserably. And living with my mother at the time. But coming out of all of that, I did have a lot of friends around me that partied, and I partied a lot. Like, I was a waitress. So we drank a lot after work, and I lived in Orange County. I lived in Laguna Beach. We partied, we drank, we stayed up. We used cocaine. Back then, it surely wasn't as bad as it is now. And I'm not saying that like as a lie, like truly, it wasn't cut with the chemicals that they cut it with now. We did all kinds of crazy crap. Thankfully, I didn't get into anything heavy duty like heroin or meth. I don't even know if meth was available back then. It's kind of a newer drug. I don't know. My friends were taking acid trips and all kinds of stuff. It was bad. And I have shared with you guys, I had massive issues with anorexia and bulimia and body image issues. And I was introduced to speed after talking to a doctor because I was taking Dexatrim. I don't know if do you guys remember Dexatrim, the diet pill that makes you not be hungry? Hi, Kelly. Horrible over-the-counter medication that I don't even know how they got it on the market, but because I was working on the track part-time too, I was exercising and breaking racehorses. I got into this place and I had to watch my weight. I got into this place and habit of using Dexatrim. And then I went to the doctor because I was having some issues. And the doctor said, you'd be better off taking Speed. It's purer than Dexatrim. I know, right? That shows how old I am. I don't even know what was in it. I know caffeine was in it, but I mean, it was an appetite suppressant. It was over the counter. You buy it anywhere. But when the doctor said that to me, you'd be better off taking Speed. Guess what Bernadette did? Bernadette was like, oh, okay, we'll drop the Dexatrim, go get some Speed to control my diet. Wasn't a healthy choice and didn't last long. But because I had to go follow up with my doctor and he was like, I didn't mean it literally. I was like, oh, okay. But my life was starting to spiral out of control at that time frame, 85, 86. Before I met my first husband, Robbie, love of my life. Like, it was spinning out of control. I was fighting depression and anxiety and self-loathing and everything else. And on top of it, partying my ass off, taking all kinds of stuff. My diet consisted of a 6-pack of Pepsi and 2 Snicker bars a day. I was riding horses. I was waitressing. I was partying. I had to save my life because I was, I think, 94 pounds at that time, and sick. Was really not feeling well. I had to get away from my friends. They were getting into some heavy duty cocaine, snorting and like crazy partying. And some of them were getting into hardcore drugs, and it was a nightly thing with them. And I knew the only way I was going to be able to quit the speed and quit the drinking and quit the whatever, was to cut all my friends out. I turned my phone off. I sat in my apartment by myself for a total of 3 weeks and just dealt with detoxing my life. And then I moved from that apartment and didn't forward any of my mail, didn't forward my, nobody knew my phone number. It became unlisted, started over, got a new job, got my life cleaned up. Thank God, got back focused on what I really wanted, which at the time was to ride horses. And I distanced myself from my mother. Those changes started this cycle of change and transformation, but I'm not going to say I didn't ever slip back, because I did. And I don't mean into drugs and drinking, although I've drank off and on throughout my life. Thankfully, I don't have a huge addictive personality like that with drugs. I'm a bad drug addict. I'm a bad drinker. I don't like feeling bad. But as far as the depression and anxiety, it went back and forth. And I did continually bring people into my life until I understood their effects on me. I brought people into my life that were unhealthy, that would suck me into bad patterns. And I didn't believe back then that I could change. I didn't believe that anybody really could change. And I just thought I was a horrible person. But as you see now, I did change. I'm not bitchy like I was back then. I'm not self-loathing like I was back then. I'm not doing drugs and alcohol. I can sit still without any external product to help me do it. I can sit still and deal with life and be happy and be peaceful. And my bank account, over the last 20 something years has improved dramatically, and I'm always provided for now. But it did take work. And that's what I want to share with all of you. Like, this stuff takes work. I don't care where you are and what you're battling, like, you can get through it. There's been many times when I thought, this is never going to change. I'm never going to change. My life's never going to change. The people around me are never going to change. And for a long time, I didn't think I needed to. I thought everybody else needed to change, not me. And so change wasn't possible until I need to change. There's something broken inside of me. Not that I didn't already know that. I just didn't know there was a way to change that brokenness and fill that hole, fill that void. I didn't know that I needed a spiritual foundation. I knew nothing about the ego. I ran from religion and Christianity and God for a long time because it was used as a weapon against me, until I learned what the difference was between religion and God, two totally separate things. And I'm not going to say that in the last even 10 years, I haven't had narcissists around me. I actually have been in relationships with them. And sometimes I do fall into this thing of wanting to help somebody, wanting to heal them, wanting to help change them, when reality is they don't want to change. They don't want to be loved. They don't want a different life. But it can all change in a moment when you decide it's not my job. It's not my job to change others. It's my job to change me, change my circumstances, change my thoughts, change my feelings, change my emotions. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. You know, Bernie, I'm going to call you out right now, but in a good way. Bernie is my cousin whom I met, I believe in 2012. We didn't know each other existed until then. And I've watched her change her life radically and rapidly. And she's going through a major life change right now too. And I want to tell you how proud I am of you for everything that you are enduring and going through right now. I know how hard it is because I did that journey too. I know how scary it is to feel like you're just, the changes and things it takes to change is never going to end. And I just want you to know, I got your back, girlfriend. Not gonna let you down. You're walking across a bridge that is going to change your life forever in a positive, powerful way. And many of you are going through that, right? Not just my cousin. Many of you are going through that. Changes that feel so uncomfortable, transformation that does not feel like it's ever going to end, constantly like powering through it, constantly holding on to the edge of the cliff with your fingernails, when it comes to your emotions and your anxieties. I know those feelings, but all you need to do is get the tools, gain the tools that you need, and then use those tools to get you through a moment at a time. Right? We are so busy future tripping about what's going to happen a month from now, even a week from now, that we lose sight of where we are right now. What can I control in this moment? And if change is possible, the only way it is if you take it one moment at a time. Sometimes you got to take that 1 minute, that 60 seconds, and break it down into seconds. Like for the next 1 second, the next 2 seconds, get me through the next 10 seconds. If I can get through the next 10 seconds, I know that it's going to be okay, right? And breathe during those 10 seconds. Try not to think, because when we get lost in our heads, that's when we lose the momentum to change our lives. So I want you guys to know I am here for you. And I just did something before I jumped on live stream for those of you who do want some help, that you're like, yeah, I get it. I'm not a victim, and I do see that I need to change, and I do want to change my life, and I do need some guidance. If you go on to my scheduler, which is linked right here in my profile, let me see if I can get it for you guys real quick, and I'll put it in the comments. And you book a 1 hour with me. All right. I just made a huge discount for you to work with me. So it's bernadettegold.as.me is my scheduler. If you book a 1 hour, it's $222. You're going to get $70 off. And a 1 hour session, whether it's a spiritual advice session, a reading, or it's a counseling coaching session, doesn't matter. We'll do all or both in the session. And you type in the code, all caps, full moon. I'm going to type it for you. And this is only good for the next couple of days, this discount code. You're going to get $70 off. Or $72 off. So an hour for $150. All right. I haven't run any kind of specials lately because my schedule's been super booked out. But before I got on here and Spirit told me to share with you guys, the whole thing about change, because you all are going through it. I'm going through it. I want to be here to support you. So book in with me if you want, if you need the help and you're ready to get it. All right. And you're ready to hear the messages from Spirit, your guides, your higher self, of what it's going to take. If you need the encouragement, if you need some tools. All right. Book in with me. It is only good for the hour session. It's not good for any of my other sessions, my 30-minute, my 20-minute. It's not good for that, just for the hour. But $72 discount. So full moon, So all you have to write all caps in the coupon code at checkout, and it will take $72 off, and you'll get it for $150. I am going to be working through the weekend. For the most part, I mean, Sunday, I'm on a modified shorter schedule just because I do still need to take some time to get some stuff done for me. But yeah, it feels interesting today with this full moon. It really does. The upcoming week's still going to be some challenges. I'm not going to lie. I did the weekly forecast in Patreon yesterday, and for each of the signs, and it's going to be a little challenging, I think, for all of us in the next week, but we actually finally have the energy to get things to shift and change if we can just use our tools to get there, right? If you have people in your life that don't know they need to change, it is not up to you to tell them that they need to change. It is not up to you to teach them. It is not up to you either to accept their dysfunction and abuse. Get yourself out of victim mode. Get yourself out of powerlessness mode and put yourself in a place of empowerment and remember who you are, okay? Admit where you're afraid. Don't try to run from that, and get the support you need around you. Those of you in Burning Gold, if you need support, you need to post in there what you're going through and ask for support. And I don't mean ask for money, because I'll take those posts down. I mean, share your story of what you're going through and share your intention of what you're walking towards. And, whether people hold you up in prayer or just encourage you or are encouraged by your story, that is what that group is for. So use it for that. That community is a safe space. It's closed, it's private. You have to ask to join. And, if you've got stuff going on in your life and you're like, I can't put this on my page, I can't share this with everybody, you can share it in Burning Gold. You guys are welcome to do so with lives as well. If it's easier to just jump on a live stream and just explain what you're going through. Nobody in there is going to judge you. And if they do, they will be removed without warning. I moderate that group tightly, but I have set the intention and it's remained a really clean group. I'm proud to say we've got the protection of the angels in that group. So use it for what you need it for, right? Don't ask for free readings and crap like that, because that is not going to happen in that group. But ask for the support you need. Hold each other up. That's what we are all here for. That is why I share my story. Like, I've been through so much in life, and some of, not even some, all of it my own making, right? Except for maybe at birth. But even then, I believe I was responsible for choosing the family that I came into and the experiences that I came into. It took a while for me to get there and actually understand and accept, yeah, I chose this crap. Man, I must have had like utter and complete confidence in myself, in spirit, coming into human form, that I could handle all of this. But, for the longest time, it was, why me? Why me? Poor me. Why does it have to always happen to me? Why do I have to have such a hard ride? Right? And now I understand. I had to go through it so I could help the masses of people that have come to me thinking that, it's only them. Right? But how I've gotten out of that is taking full responsibility for what shows up in my life and always seeing it as a blessing, even if the circumstances look like trauma and ugliness and hatred and challenge. Seeing it as a blessing and knowing it's all part of my journey and working out for my highest good makes it all turn out for my highest good. And I want you all to get there. I want that peace to come about. I want that change for you to come about, whether, like I said, whether it's that you need healing for your body, you need healing for your life, you're needing your financial life to change. It can all change, and it can all change in an instant if you're willing to do the work. So if you have not visited my website and you're like, well, I don't know, one time for $150 is too much, Bernadette, then go look at my other group programs, because that's where you get discounted help with me. Charm Life is amazing. Soul Fast is amazing, right? The Empath Masterclass will help you understand where you're letting your energy get affected by others. However you need the support, go get it. And if I'm not the person to work with you, find the right person for you. find the person that you resonate with that can help walk you through wherever you're stuck right now. All right. We are in a time of great change. This full moon in Aquarius today is finally allowing some energy to move in a new way, create a huge relief. But don't think that you don't have to just put one foot in front of the other. I woke up this morning and battled with, should I just stay in bed and work from bed? Nope. I mean, by 9:15, I had 3 loads of laundry done and put away. I had my floors done. I juiced big green juice that I'm just kind of taking shots, like 2-ounce shots of today, and got my book editing started. So it's after a week of just sitting back and doing like very little, just getting through the day and talking to clients, right? And going to appointments, doctor's appointments for my daughter. And then tomorrow I have PT and so does she. So just a ton of stuff going on right now. But I don't want you guys to judge yourselves. And for those of you in Charm Life tonight, we're going to talk about moving beyond other people's judgments and what the fears are that are associated when other people judge us. Because sometimes, the fear of other people's judgments is what locks us down. We're like, I can't do that. People are going to say shit. Or, it gets us spinning around to where we start really like hammering ourselves because other people's opinions and other people's judgments. So we're going to work on the law of judgments today. We're going to expand that lesson. Spirit has a lot in store for tonight in Charm Life. If you do join Charm Life before 5 o'clock tonight, 4 o'clock Pacific time, you can join us in live coaching tonight and get your life turned around. And you don't even have to do the lessons to get something out of the coaching session. So if any of you want to get into Charm Life, you have questions about it, message me and we can have a conversation. But don't wait. Don't make excuses of why you can't do that work. And if Charm Life, you're like, I'm not committed to that, then do the work in Soul Fast. Honestly, looking forward to Charm Life tonight. Andrea, good. Yay. I'm excited for it. I think it's messages that I need to hear too, because of things that I've been going through with other people that have been coming to me. So I've seen images. I'm taking notes as Spirit kind of gives us. The way Charm Life works, I never know what we're going to talk about for the week, right? Spirit tells me like the day of, and sometimes not even till we come on, then I know what we're talking about. I always have a general idea the day of, but it's always a surprise. And then there's always new teachings that come through. That's the beauty of working with the channel. Coming home and sitting, feeling lazy, the babies and full of a cold, but it is what it is. I've told myself don't feel guilty about not feeling well. Don't, Valkyrie, you're excited for tonight too? I think it's going to be a good reminder. Yeah. So those of you who are going through this self-judgment thing too right now, believe me, I know what you're talking about because the ego's been loud. I've been there all week and I have watched every soul fast and done every exercise and mantra and have had to back my ego down and soothe my inner child. It's like, you're not being lazy. Like, you need to take a time out, just deal with it. There's no point in pushing upstream, right? None. SK Rana, I don't know how to say your name, so I hope I just said it well. I said it right. But welcome. All right, you guys, I will see you in Charm Life later. Have a good full moon, release what you need to release. Today is a good day to write down the things that you are letting go of and then put on a sheet of paper and burn that piece of paper. If you have not saged or cleared your house or yourself for a while, do it. Do it. Good time for a salt bath as well, or get into the ocean. This is, full moons are amazing for release because it's an Aquarius. It's very much the individual in sort of connection with the whole and of humanity. It's a very interesting energy, but it is at least allowing us to kind of complete some things. And the energy is starting to shift and change so we can get the energy and motivation to get it done. In class, one person's lessons is usually good and applicable for all of us in the Charm Life class. It really is. I love everyone in the group. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You're an Aquarius. My daughter is too. Yeah. And if you have an Aquarian moon or rising, it may affect you more powerfully. The fixed signs, I think, Yeah, the fixed signs, I think, is going to be affected by this full moon. But all of us can use this moon to release. All of us can use this energy to put whatever has come before, whether it was 5 minutes ago or 5 years ago, put it away, release it, let go of it, because this energy is still changing and shifting as we move forward. And there's some big bumps of transformation coming in the upcoming weeks. So I love you guys. Again, full moon is the code for the hour session to get that $72 discount and get an hour with me for $150. We can get a whole lot done in 1 hour of a private session. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, Charm Lifers. I will see you guys tonight at 5 o'clock.